Well, welcome to Country Place Greenhouse, located on Highway 55, directly across from Lebanon Springfield Airport. We have a real special for customers right now in that we have purple and red mums that we have overstock of them. You know, we guess every year as to whether or not the production will be, and this year we didn't guess so well on the purple and the red. Evidently people are not as much into that as they are into the yellows and bronzes and the whites as they have been in the past. Now, what we have here, we have some purples here. These purples are in really good shape. The buds are just coming out on them, as you can see, and that will give you quite a bit of life to your plant. And this is the ideal way to buy them. Now we have some reds over here. Now these will still go ahead and give you a pretty good lastability or life, but not as great as when you buy them in bud. We've always told people to buy them in bud, but this year with the warm weather coming on, it brought a few plants on a little bit earlier than normal. But this is called Bizarro. Now it's red, and then it turns to sort of an orangey color. It's a little different, and it lasts very, very well. It's a good keeper as far as how it lasts. So those are two varieties that we have. Now I'll show you some other varieties of purple, actually pink. We put the pink and the purple all in one category. So that's not really the way it is, but that's less confusing that way for everyone, because a pink can look a little purple really. Here is another purple. It's called Pomona Violet, and it's a real pretty one. It's got a lot of good buds on it yet, and it should last you quite a while. But that's a real pretty flower, and as you can see, the plants are 18 inches to 2 foot wide. They're really a large plant for a 9-inch pot, and I think they're very comparable. When you get the price of $3 is all we're asking for the red and for the purple right now. Normally they're $5.50, but that's a great price on them, and we're only doing it because we have an overproduction of the red and the purple. Now we'll go ahead and we'll look at another purple. Here's another pink color like I'm talking about. We have a pink and purple. They're one and the same, but this one has got lots of buds coming up on it, as you can see, and it would make a real pretty flower for you to have, and they will last quite a while. They'll probably go all the way through October into November and up to an early frost. This is a flower that I think it's a new one that we're trying this year. It's a lilac is what they call it, but this is a great flower for you to have. Now we'll take a look at some red that we have. You can also get a red flower. The red, this one is called Pobo Red, and it's got a good life to it yet, and it would do very well. If you like this particular color red, we do have several of them left up here, and we will have probably a good selection of red for another couple weeks, probably at least. Now if you want another good plant, if you want white, this is a new white that we have. It's called Aramist, and it's coming on strong, and it will have the purest white bloom that we know of. We really haven't seen it bloom out yet, so we're just having to take their word for it based upon what they say in the catalog and all. But if you like a real nice white one, this would be the one you get. Now if you look over just a little bit, you'll see a lot of yellow ones that are coming along. They have a lot of life left in them, and yellow has always been the most popular color for mums. But we do have a good selection of mums. And now what I want to do is go down and talk a little bit about pansies. On the pansies, these are what I call a cheerful flower. They're probably one of the most cheerful flowers there is. At least I think so. And we have yellows and blues and whites and purples. And we have a good selection of pansies. They're $15.25 for a whole tray. And they're a nice sized plant. And I think they would do well. Now, a lot of times, if you put them in containers, a pansy will not survive over the winter time. But if you put them in the ground, you got a pretty good chance of them surviving, and they'll do very well. And they'll come back in the spring and really put on a good show. Now, the only problem you get into is if we have a real open winter, and sometimes that might pose a problem. But the pansies are, to me, one of the most colorful plants that you can have. Okay. On the pumpkins, we have a good selection of the pie pumpkin, which is a small pumpkin. Right here we have it in the white as well as in the orange, the traditional color. And then they go for $2.50 a piece. We also have the regular pumpkins, which go for $5. And there's various sizes you can get for $5. And you can go ahead and pick out what you'd like. And then we have the Cinderella pumpkins, or they're right here. A lot of different varieties. A lot of people like to stack them, make them look in decorative form, and this is what they do with them. These are $5. Oh, excuse me, the Cinderellas are $8. They're a little more expensive pumpkin. Okay, let's go take a look at some gourds. These are our squash, gourds that we have. There's a lot of gourds they have. Some are small, some are larger. They go from $1 up to $5. Now, I like this particular gourd. I think they're pretty snifty in that they can be made like little birds or whatever. They're called wing gourds, and they're really nice. And there's a lot of different colors that you can get. And then we have little straw bales. We have some apple gourds, and we also have Indian corn. Indian corn is right here. It's $5 for a package of 3 for decoration. And this particular squash is kind of unique, and that's called a peanut squash. Now, I've even eaten some of these. They make good decoration. They make really good eating too. And they're $7. So that would be something. There's another type of pumpkin up here that's a warty pumpkin. That's kind of weird looking, but some people might like that for their decoration for Halloween. And so there's just a sampling of what we have. And then we also have corn shocks. If you're interested in corn shocks, we have them and some bales of straw. Well, I'd like to thank you for tuning in today to Country Place Greenhouse, located directly across from the Lebanon Springfield Airport.